son comes to me, Daddy, Daddy, you promise you'll protect me. You pinky promise you'll protect me. Why does my son wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning waking me up to ask me that? I feel like I failed my son, man.
You didn't fail him because you're here right now. Any chance that maybe your boyfriend did do this?
No. My brother and his girlfriend are making this up.
He had mentioned to me that Mike had done sexual things to him.
How would you feel if your son was coming up to you saying, oh, so-and-so touched me? You are sick.
How don't I know that he's not coaching his son?
Were you ever completely alone with the boy?
Never.
Somebody was always there.
His brothers, sisters.
Don't lie. You better hope. You better hope. You passed that test. But you're so innocent. Like, let me tell you something. I'd be screaming to the top of my lungs. I didn't do that. You're standing there quiet as hell, not saying a thing.
Did you molest Larry's son? Larry says that 2 weeks ago, his son began showing signs that he had been molested. And when he finally asked his son who's been touching him, the child stated that Larry's sister's boyfriend, Mike, was to blame. Larry is furious and he wants justice for his son. But Mike claims that Larry and his wife are coaching their child to say this. Take a look.
My brother and his girlfriend are accusing my boyfriend for molesting their son. It's really heartbreaking to me because I felt like me and my brother did have some type of relationship when we were kids. My brother and his girlfriend are making this up. They're coaching my nephew to say these things. Mike is so good with these kids. Like, he's good with his own kid. And I just can't see Mike doing this. The cops did pick up Mike, you know, and they spoke with him. They let him go because they didn't believe it. Now, all of a sudden, they keep changing their stories up. Every time they talk about it, it's always a new place, a new time frame, and, like, nobody did anything about it. Mike still was allowed to live there. The kids still came over. They still all slept over. I live with my mom, and she doesn't allow Mike to come in the house and see our son. I have to lie and say I'm going other places when I'm really going to see my son's father so that we can be together, so he knows who his father is. If it does come back that he did do it, I'm going to try and work things out, and I'm going to do whatever I can to keep my family together. My brother I'm done with. I'm going to confront him in front of all these people and make him look like the fool. Because I can't believe that he would want to do this to my family. I thought me and my brother were really close, and seems like we're not. Mike is great. I couldn't ask for a better father for my son. He does everything for him, you know, and now he can't, all because of my brother.
Larry, you believe that your sister's boyfriend molested your son.
Yeah.
And why do you believe that?
My son, he came to us one night at our apartment, excuse me, it's a little hard, and he had told us that his butt was hurting. And at the time, he actually was going through a phase of having problems going to the bathroom. So he told us he wanted to go to the doctors, but he does not like the doctors, he hates it. So we thought that was a little weird, but he didn't say nothing like that, you know. And then he came back and we asked him, well, what's wrong, what's wrong? And then he started telling us, the man touched my butt. The man touched my butt. So who's the man, you know? I'm trying to ask him. And I didn't want to say, like, hey, was it Steve? You know, you don't say that.
Because then you're putting it into
exactly. So I kept it saying, who's the man, who's the man? And he turned around and said, Mike. So I'm like, all right, you know, I called my mother. I had spoke with her and another family member. And the other family member had said, you know, well, look, let's look into this real fast, you know, don't just jump on it, you know, because you could also ruin his life if it's not true, you know, maybe my son was having a nightmare, maybe something happened, but, and then a couple days later, my mom calls me and she's like, you know, where are you at? I'm home. Why? Are you sitting down? Yeah, why? So I need to speak with you, I need to tell you something. So, where they were staying, Mike and Mallory, they had to get out. Mallory didn't know. She finds out. Here Mike was being accused of touching another family member from his side. So when I heard that, you know, now it's setting off a ringer in my head, you know. And about an hour later, 2 hours later, my son was laying on the couch. He had a slight fever. He had his shirt off, and he had shorts on and his shirt off. And my daughter was walking by, and he kept going like this with his chest. And he told my daughter, he said, lick my stomach, lick my stomach. Why are you telling her that? So I asked him, he wouldn't talk, nothing like that. So I said, you know, somebody touching you, it's, you know, did something happen, you know, is anybody touching your private parts, you know? I teach him, you know, good touch, bad touch, you know? And just won't say nothing. And all of a sudden, he walks up, and he had mentioned to me that Mike had done sexual things to him, but he had made motions that described masturbation and oral sex that Mike had done to him. Why would I coach my son at 3 years old? You don't want to put that in a little kid's head.
Right.
And for me as a father, like, you know, I watched my dad die at 15 years old in my hands. Literally, right out of the blue, he just had a massive heart attack. I want to do everything I can for my kids. I get up every day, I go to work, you know, anything. I buy them anything, I pay my bills, I do what I got to do. Same with her, I'll help her, she's my sister, I love her. But then, when all this came out the next day, I happened to go to my mom's house, and I didn't know she was there. We got into a huge argument, me and Mallory.
You and your sister?
Yeah, at my mother's house. And
because you told her what you thought happened.
Yeah. And as soon as I told her, you're a liar, your son's a liar, that's
And how long has she been dating Mike?
about a little over a year. She got pregnant with his kid after they were together for like 3 months.
I can't believe you're doing this to me.
You're accused of touching someone else in your family, and all people, my son says you did it.
This is my brother. I know how he is. How don't I know that he's not coaching his son?
Daddy, ask me that.
You and your sister before this incident, you were close?
I wouldn't say that.
You were, but she said that.
She's a chronic liar.
She's a chronic liar.
Literally, she'll tell you your shoes are orange, and she'll make you believe it. If she wants to call me a liar, that's one thing. But then you're gonna call my son a liar. That's crazy.
And even though she got pregnant really early with Mike, you didn't really feel, you didn't hate the relationship or anything?
He was out of work at the time. I got the guy to work. I'm a painter. I'm a subcontractor. I had him working with me to help them out. He messed it up.
The cops did come and they investigated. How, no evidence? Was he ever taken to a doctor and examined?
When I called the cops that night, I was supposed to go up to the district with them, and they were going to send me to a sex crimes unit.
Sure.
When my son went in there, they literally spent 10 minutes with my son to talk to my son. They gave him nothing. They wouldn't even bring Mike's name up. They were trying to talk to him, like, you know, about cars, like he likes cars and stuff like that.
Well, they want to put him at ease.
Yeah, but they wanted him to just come out and just say, oh, and by the way, this happened.
And at no point your son was examined by a doctor?
No, because I just found out about it, and when they told me, what my son told me, they said there's no evidence, because my son didn't make an accusation that he was at that point.
Did you then ever confront your sister's boyfriend?
I spoke to him the night the cops came, and they let him go.
And what did he say?
If I was accused of being molesting somebody, I would be freaking out.
Right.
Literally, the way he said it to me is, I didn't do that. Just like that.
Well,
Just like that.
I mean, people handle things differently, but you found it strange, the way he responded.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
And your sister obviously doesn't believe, she doesn't believe he did this.
When the night that he got locked up, okay, my son was on the porch, and she came out and tried to talk to my son, and I let her, you know, so maybe my son will tell her. My son told her the same thing he told me, and he said, oh, and now Mike's in jail. She turns around and she said, oh, no. Don't listen to them. He's not in jail. And Mike didn't touch you. Don't say that. That's wrong. You don't tell a 3-year-old kid that. And, you know, for her to say I'm trying to put it in my kid's head, I'm not trying to screw my kid up.
When was Mike alone with your son?
I was slow with work, so I stayed with my mom for a couple months, and I guess that's the only point I could think of.
You were all living in the same house together?
Yeah.
And obviously, now this has torn your family apart. You and your sister...
she's done.
She's done in your eyes. Now, your mom won't let Mike in their house, so it's got the whole family in uproar. Why would your sister and Mike say that you're coaching? A lot of times when you have a couple that are split up and somebody's bitter at their ex, sometimes you get coaching there. In this situation, I don't see what you gain from
I liked
coaching.
the guy. He was all right with me. I had no problem with him, you know?
You were living in the same house, you got him a job.
Why? Like, that makes no sense for me to coach my son.
It does make a lot of sense.
I'm going to screw his head up, you know? I want to make my son think he was
Now, if Mike passes a lie detector test, this obviously would give you what? Would this give you some relief?
Yeah, that's why.
Now, if he fails, I got to imagine this is going to become a very deep quagmire for your family. Because no matter what, he's always going to be the father to your sister's boy, right?
My son comes to me, Steve. He'll wake me up at 3 o'clock in the morning in the middle of us sleeping. Daddy, what? Just a random question. You promise you'll protect me. You pinky promise you'll protect me. Why does my son wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning waking me up to ask me that? Now he's wet in the bed. He's acting out. He won't listen. He's getting to be real defiant. And he wasn't like that. He was the most loving kid. Please, thank you. I love you,
I'm just going to say right now, just the way you're telling the story and the things that you're saying, there's no way in hell I believe you coached your son to say this. And of all the cases I've ever dealt with in my life, I just don't see what the motivation would be for you to do this. But we're going to find out. We're going to get to the bottom of this. Mike is here. Let's bring out Mike.
I can't believe you're doing this to me. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I detest you. I detest you for it.
Dude, you're accused of touching someone else in your family and all people. My son says you did it.
Were you ever completely alone with the boy?
Never.
Somebody was always there.
His brothers, sisters.
From just what he said, I guess you've been accused of molestation before?
I wasn't accused of it. It was never nothing besides this.
This is the only time you've been accused of molesting a child. Did you molest Larry's son?
No.
A lot of times we do stories, and a good percentage, somebody's lying about it. They're trying to get back at the person. They make up this story to basically crush that other person. Here, from what I understand, you and Mallory believe that he's coaching his son. And give me a reason why he would do that.
He doesn't want me and Mallory to be happy anymore.
Why?
He hasn't liked me in a long time.
He hasn't. How long hasn't he liked you?
As far as I can remember, from the first time I met him till now.
From the first time you met him, he didn't like you?
From what I was
Were
told.
you living in the same... Well,
Yeah,
not what you were told.
We were living
You're
in
a grown man, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell if another man likes you?
Yeah.
Okay. You were living in the same house together?
We were living in the same house.
How did you get along when you were living in the same house?
We were okay when we were...
You were okay, right?
We were okay.
Had beer or two together?
Never had a beer with him.
Well, whatever.
Well,
Did you watch a TV show?
Yeah.
Did you go fishing? You did something together, right?
Yeah.
Did he act normal to you?
I worked with him, yeah.
Did he get you a job?
Yeah.
Does that sound like a guy who doesn't like you?
No.
No. See, the kind of guy that would involve his son with the police, being investigated and interrogated, to put him off his 3-year-old son for the purpose of he doesn't like you. Is he that type of guy?
Not that I know of, but...
I mean, tell me something bad about Larry.
Really can't say anything bad about him. He's always been
There
a
you
good guy to
go.
say. I mean,
He's a pretty decent guy, right?
Yeah.
So he's going to come on national TV, spill his guts out, cry, because what? Because he doesn't want you to be with his sister? That's a pretty big stretch, right?
Yes.
Any explanation why the little boy is saying, yeah, you did this to him?
I have no idea why I would say it. I used to take the kid out to the store with us. Me and Mallory used to take him out to the park with us. We used to do everything together. We used to sit down and watch cartoons with him.
That's why. That's why he wakes up and dance. That's why he's waking up asking me to protect him at 3 o'clock in the morning. Scumbag.
How did you find out you were being accused of molesting Larry's son?
I got a phone call saying that he called the cops on me saying that I molested his son.
And you were arrested?
The cops had me in handcuffs in the back of the cop car, talked to me, but the cop told me that there was too many different stories going around, so they can't pinpoint anything, and they let me go.
So you were never formally arrested?
Never formally arrested,
okay.
no.
Now, the mom threw you out of the house, right?
Well, I left the house. I left the mom's house. I got my own place.
But your own girlfriend says on the tape that you can't even come in the house.
Yeah, I'm not allowed in the house anymore.
Because of the allegations?
Yes.
How does that make you feel?
Terrible.
She's got to sneak. You got to sneak around to see your own son.
I know.
You believe his girlfriend is making this up too?
Yeah.
And why is the girlfriend making it up?
Because the girlfriend's never liked me from the start.
But there's a lot of guys that I don't like, right? I'm not the easiest guy to get along with. But I don't just start making up stories that they molested somebody. And again, he's taking his son down to the police. The little boy's being interrogated.
You think
right?
I want to be on TV putting this out here? They ain't gonna help me, so I'm gonna find somebody who's gonna. All right? I watch the show, dude. I know what they do, and I'm telling you, Mike, you better pray to God, dude, that you don't, because you know what? If you don't go to, you're gonna go to jail, dude.
What do you hope happens today?
That I'm found innocent. I didn't do anything.
You hope that you pass your lie detector test. Were you ever completely alone with the boy?
Never.
Somebody was always there?
Everybody.
Who was there?
It was either Mallory, her brothers, sisters.
I'm taking it that's your girlfriend.
That's my mother.
Oh, that's your mom.
That's my mother.
Okay. Let's bring out Mom.
Because if you know, I'm going to beat your ass, and you'll never see your son or my other grandkids, you understand, or my daughter. If I didn't want you with my daughter, I would have had you locked up when she was a minor. You're lucky you lived in my house.
Any chance that maybe your boyfriend did do this?
No.
How would you feel if your son was coming up to you saying, oh, so-and-so touched me?
You are sick.
But you're so innocent, Mike. Let me tell you something. I'd be screaming to the top of my lungs. I didn't do that. You're standing there quiet as hell, not saying a thing.
Any chance that maybe your boyfriend did do this?
No.
How would you feel if your son was coming up to you saying, oh, so-and-so touched me?
You are sick.
You believe that he did this?
Yeah. He can't even say, I'm going to pass the test. He's not even sure of himself.
I've been saying I was going to pass the test.
You said,
I'm going
I
to
hope.
pass the test.
I hope.
I'm passing the test.
And I'm guessing that's your girlfriend.
How much you pay her to protect you?
I don't pay her
Let me
nothing.
ask you something. Was he ever alone with the child in the house?
Yeah.
He was?
Yeah.
Okay, there was times when...
It happened in my
Because I
daughter's bedroom, he
trusted
says.
Mallory with my son.
Listen, if you're all living in the same house, normally you trust each other because what the hell?
And I feel like my son didn't come out and tell me until I moved from there.
Because he might have been
Because he
scared
threatens my
or
son at
threatened.
nighttime or
Sure.
whatever he figured to do his creepy ass.
That happens all the time. Now we're going to bring out your daughter, your sister, the mother of your child. Let's bring out Mallory.
Trouble-making liars, okay? He would have never came on national television to make himself look like an Listen, come on, Larry. Listen, if your son meant anything to you,
How
you
many
would've
people
took
does he
him.
find lying
You
on
would've
lie
took
detector
him.
testing?
You would've took him downtown to get
Gotcha,
tested
ma'am.
on.
No, Mal, I would have.
Yes, you would have.
That's what I
Then
wanted
what
to
kind
do
of
with
father
him.
are you?
I'm a great father.
No,
I get up
you're
every
not.
day, go
No,
to
you're
work,
not.
got my
You're
own
not a good
place.
father.
I take care of my kids. My kids got
Yeah.
everything they want, the clothes, the fed. Was I not just bringing you and your food? Because you ain't got.
Okay. Do you believe that the little boy was molested?
No, I do not.
You don't believe it?
No, I do not.
And why don't you believe it?
Because this is my brother. I've grown up with him.
Right.
I know how he is.
How is he?
I've watched him teach one of my family members how to be, you know, outrageous and
He taught somebody how to be outrageous.
yes,
What
my like cursing and watching porn and stuff like that. I lived in the porn.
Oh, porn.
Yeah, I was there for it.
Okay, so you're saying that he's a molester?
No, I'm not saying he's a molester, but how don't I know that he's not coaching his son if he doesn't coach a younger family
What does
member?
he benefit from accusing your boyfriend of molesting? What does he benefit from it?
Because he doesn't want to see me happy. He doesn't want to.
He doesn't want to see you happy.
No, he obviously
His goal in
thinks
life
he
is to
can't
crush you.
stand me. Like he said,
Why?
I'm a chronic liar. I don't know.
What? I have
don't
chronic
know,
liars
Steve.
in my life. I still let him stay in my life.
I don't know, Steve. I don't know.
You have no idea why he'd want to crush your life?
No, I
Okay.
don't.
Any chance that maybe your boyfriend did do this?
No, I don't believe it.
If he passes,
100%?
Exactly.
100%?
100%.
100%. The story that your brother tells of his little boy waking up in the middle of the night, promising protect to swear, pinky swear, your brother's crying on stage. Is he acting? Is he acting?
He could pull it off. I mean, Steve, listen. 2 weeks, I had moved out of my mom's. We've had plenty of altercations, okay? So we left, and I went and stayed
What were
with...
you altercating about?
Over everything because of him.
Right,
With
because of him.
another family member and all. So I had left, and we weren't speaking. Maybe a month went by. There was like the last week of September, I allowed my son to come stay with her. Now, his son was at my mother's house, okay? His son also came out, sat outside with Mike and another family member as well, and spoke with him for over an hour, Steve. If he felt like he needed to be protected and he was scared any, why would he be sitting outside speaking with him, somebody that he so-called says touched him, you know?
Well,
Every time
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because 3-year-olds can be very easily intimidated. They could be felt compelled to do things by an adult, even if they don't want to do it. Let's face it, kids do, if you speak in the right tone of voice, they'll do whatever you tell them to do. Right?
Yeah, well, he went out there on his own. I mean, I was inside with
He
her.
begged me not to let Aunt Mau Mau leave. That's what he wanted. He wanted his Aunt Mau Mau to stay with him.
Let's say for the chance, let's say he does fail.
Okay.
What's going to happen?
There will be no more family for me.
No more family? What about your mom and your brother?
With me and him,
Oh, okay.
with our son.
Right.
And he'll go to jail, and if maybe he'll have supervised visits with his son.
So which is it? Because on the tape you just said you were going to make it work. You sure you're not molesting somebody too?
Try, Larry. Try.
You want to be with a molester. You're going to try to make it work with a child molester. What is your problem?
No,
Now
what
you're
is
saying-
your problem? What about
What is my
you?
problem? I know. I'm sick
No.
because I think he's a pervert.
No, you are sick.
I know.
You are sick.
Your girlfriend's here?
Yeah.
Let's bring her out.
First of all, you need to put yourself in my shoes for just 1 minute and
Yeah.
think if that was your kid, how would you feel if your son was coming up to you saying, oh, so-and-so touched me? How would you feel?
Yeah, how about
would
every
feel?
time you
And
tell a
you,
story,
mister,
it's
I
always
didn't do
different.
nothing, and I hope I passed my test. No, you should know you're going to pass your test, you
I am
scumbag.
passing my
And you're
test.
going to
I am taking my test.
Oh, really? But you're so innocent, Mike. Let me tell you something. If I was standing on this stage being accused of touching somebody's kid, I'd be screaming to the top of my lungs. I didn't do that. You're standing there quiet as hell, not saying a thing. Are you serious? He did that to my kid knowing that he could talk. What do you think he's doing to your kid?
I feel like I failed my son, man.
You didn't fail it because you're here right now.
Hey, ladies, you have to hold the household.
Your baby's how old? 5 months? He can't talk yet. If he did that to my kid knowing that he could talk, what do you think he's doing to your kid?
I don't get it either. I don't see what you gain from basically tearing your own family
We
apart.
want him to pass.
Listen, I'm not going to put that in my kid's head, and then my kid's going to be like, well, why is my mom telling me to say that somebody touched me?
And I believe that. I believe
Wait,
that.
you have to be sick to do that.
Now, if
okay?
you had been dating Mike at some point and you hated him, I see these allegations coming up all the time like that. But that's not the case here.
Honestly,
Steve,
I don't
it does.
think, I think she could
She
do
would
way
tell
better
me
than
that
him.
Mike's a
But
scumbag
you know
and I
what?
need to leave him
Okay, and
before
I just
any of
said
that.
that. Okay.
And they want me to be with
Okay,
other
but-
men.
oh.
I don't want to be with a million dudes and have 10 different kids by other people. I
Nobody
want to
said
have
that,
kids
Mel.
by
Nobody
one
said
guy
that.
and have my
I
own
understand
family.
that, but you know what? You haven't even yet said, if he fails, what are you going to do? You're going to stay with him just because you have a kid with him? And let me tell you something, Mike. Your baby's how old? 5 months? He can't talk yet. If he did that to my kid knowing that he could talk, what do you think he's doing to your kid? And you're not around.
My kid's never alone, sweetheart. I'm on the phone with my kid. I don't sleep all day. Yes, you do.
Are you serious? Your mom had your baby for how long? You
Because
just
she
had a baby.
She
You
didn't
barely
want to be at that
Did
house,
you,
though.
when you guys
Please.
were all living in the same house, did you and her get along?
Oh, no. She's only nice to you when she wants something.
Yeah, bro.
So there was times she was
You were
nice to
one
you.
still. She's hungry.
my
You're
Typical
over and try, you know.
Typical girls, they'll tangle over stuff like that.
Yeah, but for the most part, you're all living in the same house.
They got along, yeah.
Right.
Because, you know, the nephew, the baby, and all.
Right.
She's in love with his baby. She loves him.
I do
so I don't
understand
see why she would want
that
to
she
hurt
has a
them
kid with
either.
him, and I understand that. But she has yet to say, like, okay, if he fails, I'm going to leave him, because I do
Okay,
have a
let's
kid
find out. If he fails his test, what's going to happen?
I'm walking off stage and won't say a thing to him. Or them.
Well, that's not really telling us what you're going to do.
You can't even
I'm
say
not
sorry.
gonna
I'm
do it.
sorry.
No, I can't.
Figures.
And will you visit him in jail?
No, I will not.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. You'll stay with them. You'll stay with them, y'all.
All right. Lori, you came here because you're accused of coaching your son that he was molested and fabricating a story.
But I asked for the lie detector test, too. So
And we gave you one.
remember that. If I coached him, I wouldn't have asked
If he
for
was-
it.
Oh, no,
Okay,
guilty
he was here
people.
for accused of rape because he was
I have to
now.
disagree
Okay,
with you.
he
I have to
came on the show.
disagree.
Well, yeah, it's true.
Guilty people ask all the time,
Yeah, yeah.
and we expose them. Okay, are you fabricating a story that Mike molested your son? You responded no. Are you coaching your son to say that Mike molested him? You answered no. Results came back the same to both questions. Came back that Lori is telling the truth. Anybody in the audience believe that Larry's making up the story, fabricating, coaching? Not one person? That's bad news, huh? Not one person believes. Now, we don't know Larry like you do. Is Larry lying?
I don't know. We'll find out.
We asked Larry, are you fabricating a story that Mike molested your son? He answered no. Are you coaching your son to say that Mike molested him? He answered no. Is it true that your son made sexual gestures when he asked what Mike did to him? He said yes. Results for all three questions came back the same, and they came back that Larry is telling the truth. These stories, in a way, I'm glad we do them because, to me, it seems like this happens way too much in this country, that too many children are preyed upon, abused, and the truth doesn't come out, and they suffer in silence for a long time. It's hard, but it's hard to do the show day in, day out, and the truth doesn't come out, and they suffer in silence for a long time. It's hard, but it's hard to do the show day in, day out, because you think, what kind of creep would do this to a child? What do you get from it? Is what I ask myself all the time. What do you get from it? I mean, I don't know. Can you imagine what a molester gets from this? Besides destroying the child, right? So many people in this country have been victims of child abuse, and a lot of them, even famous athletes, and coming out and saying years later that they were abused because when they feel strong enough or whatever. Imagine how his little boy's feeling right now.
But I don't get it.
She had the option.
Why would he conversate with him, though?
They both, hold on, stop.
They lied to their son
Lori,
saying that he was in jail when I know if somebody told me that.
Lori and Larry came here. They took a lie detector test, and you've been both, accused them both of fabricating and coaching. They both passed. Anything you want to say to them?
Not at all.
Okay. Mike took a lie detector test. Did you ever sexually molest Larry's son? He answered no. And the results from Mike's lie detector test is, did your man, instead of just storming off, I certainly hope you have something to say to him before you would storm off. If he fails. I don't know if he did.
Because it is your nephew, Mel. Remember that.
Comes right down. We asked Mike one simple question. Did you ever sexually molest Larry's son? He answered no. And the results from Mike's lie detector test is, he did not tell the truth.
It's a lie, baby.
I got you.
Oh my God!
No more. I don't want to be on here.
What are you running from?
Why? What am I
What are you running from?
Steve is. Can I take the test? Can I take another
How many
test?
times have we given it to you?
3 times.
3 times.
Results?
I just gave you the results. You failed all 3 times. How many more times you want it?
No, it's a lie.
Okay.
It's a lie. I've never touched him.
Where's Mallory?
Mallory's over there.
Has he left?
Hey, Mallory, come music here.
Lost your son, bitch! Cause he's mine now!
I want to know what you have
Don't
to
come
say.
to my house, you dead.
That's why you were staying on the stage without a thing to say.
I want to know what you have to say here, Mallory. You got to be smart here now. You got yourself in a bad situation. Now, I'm going to say this. Obviously, maybe the police... Please,
You freaking scumbag!
tell them to be quiet
You
for 1
lost your
second.
son, Mike! That's why you got kicked out of 4 houses in a couple months.
Just I want them to be quiet for 1 second on stage. Okay? I'm just saying. First of all, I want to say, I hope when you get back home, the police do reopen this case. Okay. See, tell you, Mallory, about my vast experience with this, okay? When somebody gives you answers and they make sense and they tell you things and things add up, guess what? This is the kind of results you get. When somebody starts telling you crazy things and they don't make sense and the story doesn't add up, then usually they're lying.
Well, I would like
But
another test.
That's what
Well,
I'm
we
saying.
get- hold on.
Because
get-
I feel like
hold
this
on,
because of
hold
the
on.
situation. That's how they do the test. Because I did look things up.
I don't care what you looked up. We have the best lie detector test there is. We have the most qualified person that gives the test. And he gave the test 3 times. And he failed all 3 times. Now, I don't know how many times more you'd want to give him. But the fact is that little boy said he was molested. He's waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning asking his father to beg him. That's not a story that somebody
His
makes
son
up.
doesn't even go to bed at 3 o'clock. It doesn't even...
Are you still denying the fact that you believe him?
Did I don't...
Do you believe him?
I don't, Steve.
Wow. You know what? Your lawyer had a good point out there. Your son's 5 months old. He can't talk yet. I hope nothing's going on with him. And if you don't want to believe this, if you don't want to rally around your family at a time of crisis, if you want to stick by this bum, then you do that. But you can get the hell out of here if you want. You, young man, are in serious trouble. No way you want to cut it. You're in serious trouble because Mallory's going to stick by your side. I just know that. She's going to stick by your side no matter what you did. And that's kind of good for a guy to have a woman like that. She'll stick by your side no matter what you do. But it ain't going to be good for you when they go back and they get the police involved in this. Because now you failed the lie detector test, whether you molested a child. And like I said, in this moment of whatever you're doing, I don't know what the hell could be running through your mind when you're doing something like that. Are you drunk? Are you high? I mean, there can't be that much liquor in the world to do something like that. And then, well, no matter what, she might stay by your side, but you know what? She's going to look at you with a different eyeball from now on. She's going to be looking at you like, what the hell is this guy capable of? If he'll do this to my nephew, will he do it to my son? What line won't you cross over, right? You got anything you want to say? You want to admit to anything here?
It's a lie. It's a lie.
It's a lie.
It's a lie.
So everybody out there, this whole production
it's a lie.
is a big lie, right?
I'm not saying.
All right. 3 times. And he failed all 3 times. Okay. You got nothing else you want to say?
Nope.
Well, I hope that little boy gets justice. I hope they go back home, the police reopen this case, and I hope you go to jail for what you did. Get the hell off my stage.
Hey, don't believe it. Don't believe it.
You wanted your answers. You got them. Get the hell out of here.
6-month-old baby.
Blood coming from her nose, her mouth. I see my baby fighting for her life.
They did suspect your husband.
They found a baby wipe. Someone shoved this down her throat.
Did she choose a guilty man
I know you do. Do it. No, you do.
over her innocent children?
Big guy like you taking a baby wipe, shoving it down your daughter's throat. You know something.
I don't know anything. He would not hurt a fly.
Monday.